Hey everybody, just here to say that today's episode is a commentary episode, so if you want to watch the show with us, great. If not, you can skip to 26 minutes and 32-ish seconds to hear the part where we talk about it. Enjoy! Hello everyone, welcome to Podcast the Musical. This is a show on the internet where we watch TV shows that you love and maybe don't love, but mostly hopefully love, and we talk about those special little episodes when the characters sang something, and maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. We've had both on this show so far. This is episode 4. It's even more of a real thing now.
Oh my gosh, maybe someday we'll release it.
Nope. This is all going into archive. We're like secret painters. We're like Hitler and his paintings. He only painted for himself and didn't show it to anyone.
Okay, stop. Okay. Well, we should probably say, so I'm Kayla, and who was talking before was Josh, but we have a special guest this episode.
Yay, special guest.
That's Brian, our
Hi.
friend Brian.
I'm Brian.
Brian is an app developer and all around cool dude.
Super fan.
That's debatable.
Oh,
But,
it's
you
not,
know.
Brian. But it's not, though.
Anything is debatable, like Hitler and his paintings.
Stop! And this episode is going to be weird because I was the only one prepared, basically. We're going to try...
I prepared.
No, you did not.
I just didn't over-prepare. I didn't prepare to the standards of which I have before.
The only standard is have watched the episode before recording the podcast, which you did not do. So
I
that,
did.
in fact... But
I just didn't watch it twice,
okay.
which I normally do.
Well, what we're going to do, or try to do anyway, is do a recording of us as we watch the episode. This may never make it to air. So if you're hearing this, then get ready for something great, because that means that we approved of it, and I think it's going to be a disaster, personally.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, we
All
are...
right, so-
say what we're doing, watching.
Yes, ma'am. We are watching Batman, the Brave and the Bold, Mayhem of the Music Meister. It is season 1, episode 20, I believe. I think it's episode 20. Let me just check. 25, in fact. It is season 1, episode 25. And it is a musical episode, obviously, and it's a great one, I think. It guest stars Neil Patrick Harris, the man himself. So we are watching it together on Vimeo because it's an easy way for us to all watch the same version. So if you would like to join us, you can do that. Vimeo.com, and then just search for it, because I'm not going to read out a bunch of numbers.
/8036398. I just want to
I
be
guess
thorough,
that was-
okay?
That was easier than I made it out to be. And right at the beginning, you should see the Cartoon Network logo and the WB logo just barely fading up into view. And so I'm going to count down from 3.
Wait, back up. What do you see?
I don't see that.
I see the Music Meister in full-on Mozart garb.
Yeah.
Right, because you haven't actually pressed play yet.
Right.
Yeah, but what do you see? Have you pressed play?
I press play and then pause, and the timeline is sitting at 00:00 at the very beginning.
Well,
You're
do you
seeing
want
a thumbnail.
us to do that too?
Sure, why not? Doesn't matter.
I did it.
It should be the same result. All right, everyone. You should see the Cartoon Network logo. You should see the Cartoon Network logo and the WB logo barely fading up into view. I'm going to count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. And on go, press play on your little play button thingy. Everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, that was loud initially.
I love the intro to this show.
I do too. It's so cool.
It's very comic booky.
Yeah.
Yes. But it also, I mean, like, it feels very
exciting?
Batman 61. Well, yeah. But it feels Batman 61. And the artwork itself lends to that because, I mean, even the logo looks old school Batman.
I'm into it.
Mm-hmm. Written by, can't see his first name because New is over the front of it.
Something Jelinek.
Yep. Oh, Black Manta.
So, whoa, Black Man,
Michael Jelinek. It's so funny. Why does the UN have a satellite?
First lines. Oh, There is the thing that we need. Here is all the reasons we need it. This is what we shall do with it. Isn't that great?
I love John DiMaggio. He's brilliant.
For a long time, I thought Neil Patrick Harris was Green Arrow. Voiced the
really?
Green Arrow. And I was like, he sounds so weird.
No, the voice of the Green Arrow is Eric's best friend from the beginning seasons of Boy Meets World.
Oh.
He's a really good voice actor. He's in everything.
Cool.
Why did he think that a clock face for a face was a good idea?
Because it's DC. They make all
I
sorts of bad
guess.
decisions. We have a talking telepathic gorilla here.
This guy's cool, though.
Mm-hmm. I like to call him Gaptooth Featherhat.
Oh, you're so pretty. Voice.
Neil Patrick Harris's voice is so expressive.
Yeah, he's clearly done lots of stage musicals.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Green Arrow have a mask and no one else does?
Green Arrow is actually very similar to Batman in that he's a rich vigilante and very, very recognizable.
Oh, okay.
As far as Aquaman goes, he's basically like the prince or king of Atlantis, and he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, everyone knows who he is anyway.
What about what is her name? The Dark Canary or something?
Black Canary?
Yeah.
I don't know much about her.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about this show is that they bring in a lot of cameos.
Oh.
Like, it's a way for them to kind of create an ensemble cast from the depths of DC's character vault. Mm-hmm. It's a great idea. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I believe that the comic book series Batman the Brave and the Bold, in fact maybe it was just the Brave and the Bold, ran for a long time back in the 90s, earlier than that maybe even. So, and they did just use it for that, bringing in characters that are lesser known or whatever and exposing people to them. So
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I didn't read it because I don't read DC much.
Yep, me neither.
I don't read any of their, like, main run stuff. Like, when a run is over and it kind of becomes its own little thing, I'll read it if it's good. Like Kingdom Come is one of my absolute favorite. It's actually the only Superman comic that I like.
Okay, somebody explain what's her power or anything. Like, why did she just do that?
her power is her voice. Like, she can scream and...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That
Yep.
explains some things in this episode.
Yeah, she has an
Okay, and he shoots
ultrasonic
music at
scream.
you.
Mm-hmm. Which is infinitely less cool than Black Bolt's power.
It's true.
The snapping! Beware the snapping!
Quick, Brian, what's the snapping in reference to?
West Side Story.
Good
Yeah,
job! One point for
nice.
Brian.
You get a thing!
Yay!
It's so
Great
funny
leap.
to see Black Manta like this because he's so incredibly terrifying in the comics.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I've actually read a couple of the new Aquaman comics, and they're really good.
The darker ones.
Yeah, the really dark ones. And Black Manta's terrifying in them.
Those are where he has a hook for a hand, right? Or a harpoon
Yes,
for a
exactly.
hand. Yeah. Yeah. Just makes me
I love that.
think of Buster.
Get him out of here. I love that Batman took out that little thing off of his utility belt that's like the size of a large Tylenol pill and cracked it, and like a 50-gallon drum of oil comes out.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why, like, the animation of this is kind of reminds me of a lot of the cartoons from the 90s.
This cart
like,
that he rides.
I know,
where did it come from?
Also, it's some Eighth Notes.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
Save them,
What I was
Batman!
gonna
Oh.
Curtains.
Well, no.
No. Curtain. I wonder if that was a commercial break.
I'm betting it was.
It's curtains for you.
See, why didn't he just save the good people here? It would save him so much time in the future.
They're all connected. They're like linked
All the good
to
people
each
are-
other.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They're
He could deal with it. He could do something.
either or. He could figure it out.
Might even be acceptable
Did-
losses.
Does Batman like to kill people?
No.
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 So, no. That is the reason why.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't stop being reasonable.
Haven't we learned from the last episode that I am reasonable to a fault when it comes to cartoon shows?
It's true.
What is that?
Is that over there in Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I work under a military airbase, so that's some kind of jet. I'll
It
edit it
actually
out.
kind of
Gotcha.
fit with the story. He's a music meister. His hat is hilarious to me.
The green arrows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it his
It's
hair?
like-
I don't understand his hat. It looks like an upside down of what it should be.
Yeah, it looks to me like it's a sad version of the Robin Hood hat.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, because in the comics, his hat is very much more Errol Flynn Robin Hood.
Yeah.
This
Quick,
is
Brian, what's in
hilarious
this
to me.
reference to?
Buffy.
Yep.
I don't even know what
Exactly
that
right.
is.
That's why I had to throw that in.
You.
You!
Yeah. You're right. Us.
Does he just have, like, whole ferrets hanging off the back of his coat?
I think so. I think he does.
That's how you know he's evil. I love the genre hops in this.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Ow.
Hey, his little cart and his hair.
It's like,
He's
That-
all Mozart
yeah.
now.
That can't be comfortable.
He changes
riding
in
that
the
thing around.
yeah, probably. He changes in the course of this song though into like steampunk, not steampunk, but like punk, straight up punk.
Uh-huh.
And there's other things.
This song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's a segue now.
his cart can become 2 carts.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I love this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they like Arkham? Because he
No.
seems to be saying that they do.
I think he's like, well, he makes us crazy, so we might as well have a place that helps us when we're crazy, I guess.
Yeah. They should like Arkham because it's apparently like the worst security place on Earth.
Yeah, for real.
They've just got one of
And they
those
can all,
revolving
plot
like
together in
subway.
there.
Yeah.
Got one of those revolving subway turnstiles as the security door. I like how, when I first time I saw this, I paused that, and there's not a repeat of characters. And they're all individual characters in that little scene.
Oh, it's getting...
I think
bringing
this
it down.
is the best song.
Bringing it down.
It's
here.
great. One of the slow jams.
Yeah.
But when they come in and do the duet.
The slow motion fighting is
Yes.
great. She just threw that guy off a building, you know.
Off a
He did.
building.
She did.
She doesn't care about killing people.
It's just ridiculous.
Schmaltz. I love that they're so aware of how cheesy it is, and they're steering into the skid.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some pretty good moves there.
Yeah.
He's just over there kicking people.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
Who
boom.
are stationary.
Right. It's a kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Okay, now your turn. Kick. Your turn. Kick.
So beautiful.
Is he supposed to be Elvis here?
I don't know, but his voice is the prettiest in this part.
That's beautiful. Also, as the episode goes on, the gap in his teeth gets wider. Oh, now it's shrunk a little bit.
This is beautiful. Just listen to this part.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that Batman fighting off those guys. Pulling him under.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
This feels very Rent.
Oh, yeah. Neil Patrick Harris played Roger in Rent. Or, wait.
Yes, he did.
Which one's
not-
one's the other one that's not Roger?
Yeah, I don't remember. It's
played
been so
the
long
other
since
one.
I've seen Rent. Oh,
Tragic.
symbolism.
Tragic.
The animation style in this reminds me of cartoons from the 90s, obviously, but why does the Music Meister's cane have like little Jetson circles on it?
Because that's his
'Cause he's
his thing.
weird.
It's his weapon. It has to have those things to make it work.
Yeah. This is the angsty song.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Nice hair, bro.
will one of you announce your time? Tell me what time you're at. Death Trap.
Yeah. This is brilliant. This is a
It is brilliant.
very
Also,
smart move.
well, what I want to say, wouldn't the light from that laser be like all over the
Refracted,
place on the floor, refracted all? And where did all the acid go?
Yeah, I don't know.
We missed that hilarious joke where he catches her and he goes, "Was the singing really necessary?" Oh, good one, Batman.
This costume that he's wearing now doesn't make any sense.
Are you wanting things to make sense
Yeah.
now?
Are you saying that the previous costumes he wore did make sense?
No, I just mean thematically. Like, there's nothing about this costume that makes sense thematically.
It's a speaker.
costume-
What do you
suit.
mean?
It's actually
the speakers.
practically it makes sense.
It's doing everything that
His eyes are still made out of eighth notes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No. It's still very musical, but I'm saying, like, before he's been Mozart and,
Well,
like-
this is him putting his plan in action, though. That was just him.
oh,
set
so this
things
is
up.
this is straight up Music Meister. then.
Yeah. This
The
is
This is his final form.
right.
He is level 99.
Yep.
Power levels over 9,000.
So he powered some people to be thieves and some people to give away money.
Mm-hmm.
They're just all working together to be thieves.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all working together
but to
for
steal
him.
That
things-
lady.
I just love this
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
That lady just waving back and forth for no reason. And stealing stuff. Aquaman just standing there.
Yep.
Aquaman is my favorite part of the show.
He's good in this show for sure.
That's nice. He gets a bad reputation for being
Yeah,
lame.
this is like
Useless.
this is the only place that he's any good.
Oh.
Just those two guys. I love that they're upside down.
Yeah, you can tell they really had fun making this
Oh,
episode.
even in Atlantis.
Even in Atlantis.
With the notes. We should, man, I think there are lots of references to actual music.
Uh-huh.
Prepare for auto-tune.
Mm-hmm.
At least he admits it. He's like, sure, okay.
All right.
I love, like, he sings, like, 16 notes, and she's just like, ah.
Oh.
Okay, so now I understand this part. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that I get what her superpower actually is.
In reality, it would probably just kill everyone if she actually did that.
You've done it again,
Wow.
hero.
Wow. That was sultry. Yeah.
See,
How? Yeah.
I have things
right?
to say about her character from a feminist perspective. Mm-hmm. Because she's so fickle. Watch what happens next. I love you, Batman. Oh no, I will only ever love you. You're the greatest. You're the best, and I can be obsessed with you because that's what my point is, to be obsessed with you. And this is great. And la 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 la.
Did you memorize all of the lyrics? It's
Oh,
uncanny.
I think
yeah.
that's exactly what she's saying.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what she's singing right now.
Yeah. But listen to the rest. Oh, I love you, Batman. But except when some other guy comes along that needs me.
It's just Green Arrow.
Yeah.
They're Green Arrow and Black Canary are actually a thing in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
But I mean,
in this
really,
episode.
Green Arrow is kind of a thing with everyone.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a playboy.
But she's, I mean, I
She
don't
just
know.
feels sorry for him because his hat is so sad.
It's like, are you trying to be a falcon? Is that what you're doing? Like, is your head a falcon? It looks like an upside down Dutch wooden clog.
Yes. Why are you wearing a wooden shoe on your head?
Well, I spray painted it green because I thought it would look good. But...
Stuck a feather in it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just, a funny hat.
But, fine, whatever.
It's a nod to the
Fickle
comics.
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Alright.
She just sounded so patronizing to Batman.
Oh man, and that's the episode. Hooray!
That was it.
Bats, bat drives up, bats.
How many
bats,
times
bats,
have you
bats,
watched
bats,
this, Kayla? Because
I know.
Man, you've got the lyrics
it's been,
down.
Listen, I watched it yesterday, and it has been playing nonstop ever since.
I believe it.
So.
It really drives us bats, 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 bats. Kayla, what's your experience with Batman the Brave and the Bold?
0. I know enough about Batman to be aware, of the things he was doing. So I know who Batman is, and I know who some of the other characters are, but I was new to the show itself and new to characters such as Clockface Man, who was a favorite.
What's his name? The Time
what is it?
King.
Time Bandit.
The Clock King.
The Clock King. Well, that is original. That's
Yep.
super great.
That sounds like the name of like a local watch store owned by some seedy guy who's works for the mob.
Right. Everybody, come on down to Crazy Larry's Clock King store. I got clocks. I got tall clocks and little clocks. You can have them all. Take the clock. Look at that clock. You should have that one. This one doesn't have any numbers on it. This one has numbers, but it doesn't have a hand. Who's telling time? Not me. I'm Crazy Larry's Clock King store.
Sounds right.
There you go. There you go. If anyone is named Larry, I just gave you the perfect VO for your local clock store that you should now start.
Obviously.
Brian, what's your experience with Brave and the Bold?
I have watched the whole thing at least once. A lot of it I've watched at least 3 times. For a while, it was the Saturday morning cartoon that my wife and I watched. We watched Saturday morning cartoons, but
You guys are cute.
not on the air.
Cereal?
We do. Yeah, we buy sweet cereal for our Saturday mornings, usually Lucky Charms or something like that.
Do you sit in your PJs with your knees all tucked up under your chin and your cereal bowl up to your face?
Yes.
That's adorable.
Do you have one of those spoons that changes color in the cold milk?
One of those spoons that Wow, that was a flashback.
I don't.
I had a Lion King
Don't have
one
of
and
those.
a Jasmine one.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
A Trix Rabbit one. And in fact...
I had the Trix Rabbit one,
You did? Was it blue and it turned purple?
Yep.
Do you want to know that after like 20 years, those things still work?
That's great.
It's true.
I'm pretty sure I got mine. Like, mine just came in the cereal box.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I don't know. We might
That's
have had
why
some
you
Disney
bought the
ones that we
cereal.
bought. Yeah, exactly. Here in Korea, it's really funny. Like, they don't include like toys and stuff with cereal, but they will just tape random like things to the outside of cereal boxes.
I think you've like texted us some pictures of those
Yeah,
things.
That's
like,
hilarious.
There's one where it's like I found, and it's probably just like random items that the mart owner is trying to get rid of. Like I found a box of like cup ramen taped to like a box of Frosted Flakes. It was really funny.
Nice.
Sometimes it'll just be like toilet paper or a pack of toothbrushes.
What?
Yeah, no kidding.
This doesn't even make sense.
Some used paper clips.
Used paper.
I don't know. What was supermarket
I
be trying
hate
to get
used
rid
paper
of?
clips.
I know. When you use them
Burnt
once, they
out
get all
light bulbs.
soggy.
Oh, they're so nasty.
Oh, gross! Used paper clips.
Gross.
You got little bits of paper gunk stuck to them. Still can't get that out.
Ugh.
That's the worst.
Blah.
My experience with Batman the Brave and the Bold is of that I have seen some of it. I've seen a couple episodes here and there. I like the earlier episodes much more than the later episodes. Mm-hmm. It seems like it kind of goes, kind of drops off the edge near the end, like kind of jumped the shark a little bit. But like the first one I remember watching was at your house, Brian, and it was the one where Aquaman and Mr. Atom go inside Batman to stop a virus or a bomb. It's a bomb, right?
No, there's
Tiny bomb?
He's fighting what's the guy's name? Chemo or whatever, the big chemical spill monster guy.
Oh, Chemo. I thought you like KIM-O.
No.
Like it's just some girl named Kim, and she's like,
Hey, Kimmo.
well, I got a shirt with an O on it.
Yep.
I will become a supervillain.
Say about that.
Kimmo.
And he like gets all infected or whatever, and so he's sick on the dock, and they're like, you have to stay here, and we're gonna go inside and fix everything, and then Batman just goes out anyway after they get inside of him.
Sure, well, that makes sense. And then Aquaman tames a
Yeah.
white blood cell that he names Platelet.
Yes. Yeah. Possibly
That's really
the best
funny.
episode right there.
It's so good. Yeah. I'm glad. Well, that's why I feel like everything goes downhill afterwards. Is because I watched the best episode first.
Yeah.
One of the classic blunders.
Yep.
Yep, Land War in Asia and watching the best episode first.
Yeah.
What were some of the musical themes? Like getting over to talking about the music itself. Like, it was really, like, to me, it felt very consistently good. Like the production level of all of the songs were very good. I was very, like, the first time I saw it, I was very surprised at the high level of production for a children's cartoon show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
You know?
never bored by any of the songs. I was entertained fully by all of the songs, which is, more than I can say for any of the shows we've had so far. Like, usually,
It's true.
you've got like a big opening number, and then like a laying the plot type of song, and then a couple like maybe boring songs in between that are like, I don't know, a ballad that they feel like they have to put in because it's like time for a ballad now. But this time it was like, no. If we're gonna have a ballad, it's gonna be effing hilarious the entire time. Like, Batman's gonna be like punching guys in slow motion in this completely cheesy way, and then there's gonna be this beautiful duet between Neil Patrick Harris and this random girl, and it's she's not random, but like this girl, and it's gonna be incredibly like intertwined and just like well done and everything, but she's also like beating people up while she's singing this ballad, and it's hilarious and self-aware and great.
The juxtaposition of that was fantastic.
That's
I
such a
loved
great
it.
song.
It's like, I mean, it's such a sweet song, and then I love that shot that they have where, I'm saying shot, like it's a real TV show, where it's,
that one
Black Canary
coloring book
up on
page
the,
they had.
yeah, Black Canary up on the roof, and then down in the corner is just like 1,000 bad guys, and Batman is just like punch, kick, punch, kick, like one punch for one person, one kick for one person.
They all wait to get punched too, because they're all like around in a circle, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess it's my turn to run into the fray and get punched."
And then Black Canary like throws some guy off the roof.
Yeah, she killed someone during her ballad.
I love you, Batman. You can die, bad criminal. Oh man, so good, so funny. The opening number was great. It was a really good opening number. Like it started things off, like it kicked off really quickly. Like, I mean, it was basically the bad guys show up and they're like, look, there's that rocket for that thing that we need or are doing. And then they go try to get it. And then Batman's like, hey, don't you steal that rocket. And then they start singing, and then it kicks off really, really quickly, which is something that I think
Batman wasn't even involved. It was the other three that were there. Batman.
Oh, you're right.
Watching them from afar for some reason that was never explained.
Yeah, Black Canary, Green Arrow, and Aquaman say, "Hey, don't touch that rocket," and then they start singing, which was great. I think it's exactly what you need in a very short format show, right? It's like 20 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. They got right to it, and then they didn't waste time on it, and it was good. I think it served them well.
Yeah, and unlike some shows that we have done in the past, there were a lot of songs for the length of the episode. There were, I want to say 5 or 6
for a 25-minute episode. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that, I appreciate that. High musical saturation is what I will be happy with. Take note, all you musical TV writers
that have already
written
done
shows.
One so that we're gonna watch soon. Maybe you watch it.
You'd better have lots of music. Music to dialogue ratio should be very unbalanced.
Yes, true. Also, keep the exposition down.
No one cares.
The music. Show don't tell. MFers.
Sing don't tell.
Yes, exactly.
That's our rule, really.
The one thing that I really appreciated in this was that they did a lot of different, and you see this a lot with TV musicals as opposed to stage musicals, where they have lots of variety of their song styles. Mm-hmm. Right,
they're like
so
sampling.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the Psych episode, they've got that. They have that big, very, very Broadway style opening number. Then they have like that little tango thing. Then they've got a really dark, Sweeney Todd-esque thing, and then they've got like they just have a lot of different styles. And I think this one did too. Like you said, they had that really sweet ballad, and then the really pretty kind of almost Rent style
he drives us back.
Yeah, angsty thing about hating Batman. Got the big opening number. You've got the Drives Us Bat song. That's the one where the Music Meister changes costumes like 18 times, right?
It's so great.
It's so funny. Changes costumes in the tradition of musical theater, but also like he changes costumes to all these different like musical genres. Like at one point he's Mozart, and then he's Elvis, and then he's like Disco Steve or something. And like, it's great. It's so great. And like, you just can't do better than Neil Patrick Harris. If you are going to have some kind of like a cartoon.
Oh yeah.
I guess, but I mean like a cartoon where you have to animate where you can't see the actor's face. You can only hear the emotion and change and different stuff in their voice, and especially while singing, there's nobody better than him. Like, I mean, he emotes through his singing so well.
Yeah, and
like,
you can tell that he's been trained in music theater for that reason. Even just like the enunciation, like you can clearly hear every word he's saying, and that's like very musical theater, but wouldn't transition to other genres very well, I don't think.
Right.
So it serves really well in a situation like this. Which is good.
Yeah,
because it's a cartoon.
And you can't see their lips. There was some dancing, actually, surprisingly. We when we did the episode about Futurama, we were like, all right, the dance report, DDR dance report. Nobody danced. And then, but in this one, there actually was some dancing.
Yeah. Little twinkle toes.
Yeah. Little, Black Manta at the beginning does a little plie.
Yeah.
The bad guys dance off in ballet moves.
Yeah, Black Manta.
Oh, I get.
He was one of the bad guys.
You're right. I get that name mixed up with Black Canary.
Oh yeah.
Mostly because Black Canary is such a bad name.
It's
Black
really
Manta
dumb.
isn't really that good either.
No.
I
on,
had
DC.
so many
What are you
problems
doing?
with that
Naming
Black Canary character in this show,
Well,
in this episode.
Ready, go.
Ready, set, feminism, because because for real, I mean, she's truly just there to be infatuated with Batman, and then when it's time for her to be infatuated with someone else, a Green Arrow at the end of the show, she's like, okay, I'll be in love with you because that's how it happens in the comics, and I guess that's what I should do now. But she serves no purpose beyond that except to get stupidly caught and not wear her earplugs and everything, and I'm frustrated with the lack of development and intelligence she was given. And feminism rant. This has been Pheasant and Feminism Rants with Kayla.
On one hand, I completely and utterly agree with you.
Wait,
I think that
I'm interested to know how you're going to disagree with me. You think she was a well-written character?
No. I on one hand, I completely agree with you. I guess it really isn't a one hand, other hand. Yes, it is. It is. Here, let me show you. Here's my hand, and in my hand are the reasons that I say I agree with you. She is a poorly written character. She's very, very one note. Haha. She is she's not developed. She's very static. And she's really the only. She's a huge MacGuffin, in this movie. She could be replaced with any other female superhero. She could be replaced with any male superhero.
That's a
who you don't even if you take the possibility of romantic infatuation away and just put in idealistic infatuation, somebody who Blue Beetle who completely idolizes Batman, right? And who Batman likes, but Batman's a loner and it's F off Blue Beetle. It's completely replaceable.
Beetles.
They do eat beetles unless they're a fruit bat. They completely
Which is,
ignores,
I'm sure, what Batman is.
Probably.
You can tell by his nose. Completely replaceable, and it's terrible. I agree with you, but on the other hand. And here's where the hand thing comes in the sense of this metaphor that I have two hands, one of them is holding one thing, and the other is holding the other thing. And the other thing is, this is a TV show for kids, and they only have 20 minutes, and not.
Oh, but they had plenty of time. No. They have plenty of time to get into the Batman lonerness and to get into the music Meister. No one cares about his singing or whatever. You get more characterization from Music Meister, and if you're gonna have one female character, does she have to be in love with the leading man? Is that some rule written somewhere?
No,
and
no,
if it's a show for kids, then kids
I'm
need
still
to
not
see.
done with my point. I'm still not done with my point. My point is, number one, the development of Batman is an ongoing thing over the course of the show, right? This show is a cameo show. That's what it is. Like, they don't have the time to develop a lot of people, right? And they could have, and I completely agree with you that they should have done more, and they could have done more. It would have just, and the reason why the Music Meister is so prominently developed is because he's the antagonist.
So, okay,
none of the other bad guys are developed at all. One guy's a giant telepathic gorilla.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and you're right that like the Green Arrow and Aquaman characters aren't developed either. So maybe my problem is not so much with lack of development; it's the development that did happen that I'm like super unhappy with.
Okay. Yeah, and that is what I am also unhappy with.
Yeah.
The development that they had was dumb.
Yes. This is getting too deep, and we've lost the fun.
I loved the episode. I loved it.
I love that joke.
I love that joke. Oh man.
What do you think about
Hillary Clinton as president? Feminism.
Stop it. What do you think about some of the voice actors being on Broadway, like in a stage musical?
Brian.
What do I think about that?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Brian? You haven't talked in a while.
I say that's wonderful. Is that a thing? Is that...
What are you saying, Josh?
Well, part of our, I mean, I'm moving on to the Who Could Make It segment.
Who
could make it on Broadway?
Neil Patrick Harris. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, all those other people were probably professional singers and stuff, but they just didn't sing enough for us to care.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Canary's voice was not bad.
I didn't like it.
No. It was very mediocre. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was just kind of whatever.
Yeah,
it's
sort
there.
of just there.
Like the rest of her character.
Sure.
But I think some of them could be fun in like an Avenue Q-esque translation to musical theater where it's a lot of voice acting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Batman, what's his face from the Drew Carey Show? I can't remember his name.
Batman, what's his face?
What? Drew Carey?
Wasn't he on the Drew Carey Show? No. The actor Kevin
Craig
Conroy?
Ferguson?
No. What? No.
He was on the Drew Carey Show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Batman, the Brave and the Bold.
That's it.
No, it's Dietrich Bader. Is that right? Dietrich Bader. Yeah. Drew Carey Show, Office Space, and Napoleon Dynamite is what he is known for.
Some highbrow credits there.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
yeah,
Plus
that
a lot of he's done a lot of voice acting.
Yeah,
like
he was Rex on Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Rex Kwando.
Yeah.
It's a good voice for Batman. It's like good.
It's nice and
deep
gravelly. I mean,
and,
no one will ever be better than Kevin Conroy, but that's fine.
Don't be too thinly veiled in your hurt, Josh.
There's no one better. I mean, if you go to
but
Kevin
you're like,
Conroy's,
that's fine. If it must be that way.
No, I am fully in favor of Kevin Conroy being Batman forever. Batman 100 years, Batman 100 years, Batman, Kevin Conroy, Batman.com, RickandMorty.com, 100 years, RickandMorty.com.
What are the things that you just said? What?
I don't know either. You're just talking, and I'm letting it happen. I'm not opposed. It's fine.
But you're not participating either.
Yeah.
It's a joke from the first episode of Rick and Morty. And people will understand. Other people.
Great.
Interesting people with interesting lives and thoughts and feelings. Vindicate me, audience. All right, I'm done talking about Batman on other shows other than the one we watched. let's split up the show from like in terms of story and then music. What rating would you give the story? Brian, you go last,
What's your thinking behind splitting those things up?
Because I want to see this episode's rating level compared to other non-musical episodes of Batman the Brave and the Bold, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just a question for Brian then.
Basically. So Brian, what do you think? Where does it lie in the pantheon of episodes?
I mean, if you're talking in terms of plot, I feel like they sacrifice a lot of plot for the music, which is appropriate.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ultimately, nothing really happened here, right? Which is kind of, I mean, that happens a lot in Brave and the Bold. It's a show that sort of, it ends up where it started pretty much every episode, right?
Right, because it has to be. It's very episodic. There's not a whole lot of overarching story.
Right. And this one was, I don't know, it probably really wasn't much more that than any of the other episodes, but on the entertainment scale, it's in the top of all the Batman Brave and the Bold ones.
Okay.
So,
good.
Yeah. There a lot of them are. It's easy to, especially when you're watching them over and over, like we do.
Right.
It's easy to kind of just let them fall into background. The episode, whatever's going on, and you're just doing your own thing and half paying attention, whatever. But this one kind of rises above that a little bit, just because the music draws you back in. So it's difficult for me to separate the music from the plot in this episode, because the music is so much of the plot.
Okay, well, cool. Then let's add it back in. Kayla, what did you think of it, the episode as a whole? Like, music-wise, like maybe standalone and maybe compared to like some of the other stuff that we've watched.
Well, I think it was real good compared to the things we've watched. I think the only thing that brings it down for me is the Black Canary stuff, but other than that, I was real pleased with it. I thought it was fun throughout, and again, self-aware. I talk so much about how I love self-awareness, show self-awareness, and this did a really good job of that. I loved the songs and the Neil Patrick Harris-ness of the whole thing. So I would rate it. Can I give it my rating? Or you just
go ahead. Give it your rating.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I really liked it.
What?
Where is my brain? 8 out of 10.
Hopefully in your head.
8 out of 10. Clock face men.
Nice. Brian.
Probably I don't know that I'll rate it compared to other musical episodes, because that's your thing.
Well, you can. I mean, if you want to. You've seen all the musical episodes that we've seen, basically.
That's mostly probably true, maybe. But comparing it to... Well, let's see. What can I compare it to? I guess I can try to throw that.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
Oh, then it's not.
That's not a good comparison.
No.
Nope.
No.
The summer's day wins every time.
Yep. I would go probably 8 out of 10. What was it? The ferret cape thing that he was wearing. Ferret capes.
A, hilarious, and B, you stole mine.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's fine. No, it's fine. It's a chance you take when you go last. I'm going to basically just say ditto to everything you guys have said. As far as comparing it to episodes that we've seen and have done on this podcast, it's definitely my favorite. As much as I love the Psych episode, it's just, there's something about it that makes it, that brings it down a little bit for me. And I don't know if it's just some of the song lyrics are boring or lazy or feel like they don't fit. The story itself is fun and I like the creepiness of it, but I still think I'd rate this higher.
I find it interesting that we are comparing this one to Psych so much. Probably because it's the only real
musical
true musical
yeah.
episode we've done since then, with original music.
Yeah, it's true.
But you're right, it was better.
Yeah, I agree. It felt more put together. It felt more complete. Yeah. The Psych episode felt a little disjointed, and I don't know if that's because they were trying to cram maybe a longer story into a 2-episode format, even though they did have like an hour and a half.
Yeah, they had plenty of time. But you're right. I think there was more effort put into the music writing in this one. Whereas
and then they hire professional singers to do it.
True, yeah. But even when we're not even talking about like quality of performance, like I think it's pretty clear that like in Psych they're pretty dedicated to the story because that's what Psych's known for is, interesting storylines, right?
Right. And goofiness.
Clearly, the storyline was only a facilitator of music in this episode.
Absolutely.
Like, no one really cares what's happening plot-wise. It's
yeah,
really
exactly.
just what song's coming next.
Has a satellite and he can control people with his voice. Okay, hooray, who cares? Yeah. Sing no more. So I will give it I will give it 8. Yeah, 8. 8 out of 10. And this isn't, and I truly think it is 8 out of 10. Your 8s both did not sway me toward it. I truly believe it's 8 out of 10. Note trucks.
Yes.
Mechanical, motorized note-mobiles.
Yes, segways. Note segways.
Segways.
Yes, that's what it is.
Note segways. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Segway, it works on multiple levels.
Yep. Speaking of, here in Korea, there are these little like foot wheels. What are they called?
Are you talking about roller skates?
Are you talking about...
Yes, that's exactly right. That's what I couldn't think of.
Wait,
I
really?
couldn't think of roller skates. No.
Foot wheels?
I know what roller skates are. What are they called?
Donut is a sugar bagel.
What are they called? It's like if you have a velocipede, but very, very small wheels and strapped to your shoes. What are they called? No, it's like a little Segway, kind of, but it's one wheel, and it's got like these 2 pedals that stick off on either end of the wheel, and you just stand on the pedals, so the wheel is in between you, and then it's like a little Segway, like you lean forward and you move, and the motor moves you forward, and lean back, and the motor moves you back, and like lean one side or the other, and it moves you around. It's got a little gyroscopy thingy, and like it's really funny, like. Here, you'll see, like, college-age kids or something riding them around downtown, like, usually pretty late at night, like, usually around 2 or 3 in the morning, and they've got them all, like, tricked out with lights and strobes, and some of them, like, even, like, play little music as they drive around on them. It's hilarious.
Nice.
It's hilarious.
What would you have your tiny musical Segway play?
La Cucaracha, no question.
Oh.
Mine would be Yakety Sax.
Yeah, there you go.
Attention everyone! Benny Hill coming through. Awesome. All right, well, good job, everybody.
Great.
You like that?
I do like that.
Good.
Hey, everyone, guess what? You can now actually download our podcast.
Whoa!
Hooray!
I mean, by the time they hear this, they will know that already. They will have known that for weeks
Thanks
and
for
months.
keeping us grounded, Brian.
You shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Oh, I want to say something. Because we're probably not going to be able to change it. I don't think my job is stupid. I say something in that first episode about my job being stupid, and it's not. And I'm very grateful to have it, and it's lovely, and it's not stupid. Eventually, I will make a career change, however.
It was just kind of a throwaway comment where you were just like...
Yeah, but I listened back,
blah, blah,
and I was
blah.
like, oh, I hope no one hears this then.
Guess what? 54 people have heard it.
No! And they're not going to hear this
Brian-
correction for months.
So the plan is to release one every 2 weeks, at least now, because it's so hard to schedule time for us to record, and the editing takes a little bit longer since I have to stitch everything together and stuff. But hopefully we may go to once a week when
That would be incredible.
I move back to the States or whatever. And maybe everyone, something's very exciting is happening that is going to be heard by you from my mouth right now. And that thing is that Kayla's coming to Korea. She's coming to visit us in Korea. Yeah. So you will have some very beautiful audio, stutter and lag-free audio.
Oh man, we're gonna get spoiled.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We should just plan on recording, just throwing together and recording like 6 episodes.
Yeah, I know. We'll take like an
even-
entire day from morning to night and just like we'll
watch an
all the
episode.
things, and then the next day we'll just record all of them.
Right. Seriously, we could do it, and I wouldn't have to edit them all immediately. I mean, like, I could just have the audio and then edit it later. It would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be really good. And I've got some people here in Korea who may show up as guests. Some of the people from my musical group here, my theater troupe here, and that would be really, really fun. So yeah, look forward to that in the future. Until then, however, you can find us on Twitter at Podcast Musical.
We never get this right,
At
but it is
Podcast
at
Musical.
Podcast Musical. No
Because podcast,
no underscores, no capitalization.
It literally
Podcast
could not be easier for us to remember, and yet we never do.
Yeah.
And that's just because Podcast the Musical was too long. So it's Podcast
We're very
Musical.
pragmatic around here.
Yeah.
That is
Podcast
also
Musical on Twitter.
That is also what we are on Facebook. Is that right?
No, we are Podcast the Musical on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Podcast the Musical, and you can find it. You can search for it there. We are also up on SoundCloud. Search for us on SoundCloud. If that is the way you choose to get your podcasts, which a lot of people are doing now. Actually, the SoundCloud app is apparently a way people use to get podcasts. I don't think it's that great.
Don't say that.
No. Just the SoundCloud app itself, I don't think is that great. Okay. I think if you're going to listen to podcasts, you should probably either use iTunes or just grab our RSS feed and stick it into your favorite podcast reader. You can also listen. If you go to podcastthemusical.com, it takes you directly to our show page, and you can listen there if you want. And we're up on iTunes finally. We got approved. So if you are one of the people who listens on iTunes, listen.
Hello.
Welcome. Hello.
Leave a review.
And please leave a review. Preferably a good one, but we don't judge. Freedom of speech. Do whatever you want.
Only good ones.
But if you leave, only good ones.
We'll shame you on air if you shame
publicly.
us.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Leet boy Blaze 420 who left 360 No Scope, who left a bad review. You have a dumb name and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yep.
That's how it's gonna go. I am Kayla, and you can find me on Twitter at VixKayla. And Josh, I think you can also find on Twitter. Also, you can email Kayla at podcastmusical.com. Is that right, Josh?
Podcastthemusical.com.
Such a mess. I can't keep track of what has a the and what doesn't.
Only Twitter doesn't have a the. Everything else search for the.
Okay, all right. I'll not remember that.
Yeah, you can also email me at Josh at podcastthemusical.com, or you can find me on Twitter at Joshua_Rhodes. Don't bother, I never tweet.
And Brian, where can we find you? Did we mention before what Brian does? Brian is an app and web developer in Wichita.
Brian is a Cirque du Soleil performer.
Who dresses as a cat,
Yeah.
and he's the one that does the thing where you like bend your body and you're in the air. He does that thing.
Yeah, and app development.
That's part of his shtick. He does the app development while bending backwards in the air. He's got his leg wrapped around that rope, and then he's just tip tapping away at his smartphone.
They are not good apps.
No, it's real bad. It's real bad. It's basically just lots of fart noise apps and flashlight and who is lookups.
Yep. I do not have any of those apps. I should make those apps.
What's your most popular app?
My most popular app by far is
Gamekeeper?
No, Iron Golem. Well,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's free and it hits the Minecraft market there. So, but yeah, it actually is. It's surprising. It's just off of donations, and it's like I think my second most paid for app. I've made the second most money off of it, so that's nice.
So if you do, tell us what it does, so that people, if you have an Android phone and like Minecraft, what does it do?
Yeah, so if you have a server that has the query settings turned on the server, which is something you'd have to have your admin do for you, or if you're the admin, you'd have to do it. Then what it can do is communicate with your server and give you basically updates as to who's online, things like that. If you have a modded server that is running the Dynmap mod, which is a Google Maps interface you open up in a browser and you can see your world, then it'll give you more information about the users that are online. I'm currently working on an update for it that I don't know when I'll have released, maybe by the time this comes out, maybe not, who knows. That will add notifications, things like that. So if you want to be notified when certain people log on, or if a certain person, if you're on a Dynmap server, you could do like kind of geofencing type notifications. So if someone enters your base, you can hop on and destroy them.
Great.
That's awesome. I can vouch for its usefulness, because we play a modded server, and it just takes forever to load up, right? And so if I want to check, especially here, being in different time zones, if I want to check and see if there's anybody online, I just flip on, check it. Oh, look, Brian's online. Now I will either send you a message and ask you, like, how long are you going to be on, or just load up the thing, load up get it started, go make myself a cup of tea, and then have a sandwich.
Yep.
Maybe go for a run. Maybe,
wash the car,
watch an episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold. Then I can come back and start playing
ready.
Minecraft. 25%. Woohoo! So that's great.
Yeah.
That is great.
So you can find that on the Google Play Store. I have other apps that are on there too. You can find a list of all my apps at bullercodeworks.com, and there's that talks about my company a little bit, and you can go to the Android part, and that's where the apps are listed. I'm
gonna go there right now.
Do it. Hopefully it works.
Call to action.
It works.
We go on. Broken. Site broken. Dang it.
Well, that's the way it goes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. What is our next episode, Kayla? What are we doing next?
I guess I'm deciding that right here, right now.
No. We've already talked about it, but it was so long ago that maybe we forgot.
We did talk about Xena, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's what we decided on.
Which episode?
Yeah. I think we're going to do the Bittersweet. That's the first one.
Okay.
The Bittersweet is season 3, because the other one's in season 5. So, let's see.
The Bittersweet is the episode name?
Yeah, season 3, episode 12. Yeah, season 3, episode 12.
So get it on, watch it on Netflix, y'all.
There
or
it is.
Yeah.
There it
stream it
is.
or whatever.
And that's our show. Thank you very much. Listen to us next time. Please go on Netflix and watch Xena, the Warrior Princess, Season 3, Episode 12, The Bittersweet, so that you can enjoy us talking about it next time. Thank you, Brian, so much for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You have to come back, Brian.
I would love to.
Yay!
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If this episode's not very popular, we know the reason.
Yep, it's me.
JK. That's not true. If anything, you will be the reason that people that will actually like this show.
Yeah.
It's your silky smooth voice, Brian.
Oh my.
It's your George Takei voice. Next time we have you on, it's you, George Takei, all day long.
All day long.
Just all the podcast in George Takei voice. All right. This ending ran right back into being
a beginning.
A beginning.
Oh, full circle.